It's Me and You is the wine that I am launching to celebrate Ian.
Regina King sat down to talk about her new wine brand, created in honor of her late son, Ian Alexander Jr. One moment, she was sharing her story with grace. The next, her voice trembled, her eyes watered, and the entire room shifted. Why? Because the interviewer spoke about Ian not in the past tense, but in the present tense. And that tiny, powerful choice unleashed a wave of raw emotion that fans are still talking about today. But this wasn't just a heartbreaking slip of language. It turned into a powerful reminder about grief, memory, and love. And the way Regina responded? It left not just her, but the entire internet in tears. Welcome to Celebrity Watchline, where scandals meet truth and Hollywood's rawest moments are never off limits. Subscribe now so you never miss the stories behind the headlines. Regina King is a name synonymous with talent, poise, and power. From her early days on 227 to becoming an Oscar-winning actress, her journey in Hollywood has been remarkable. She's celebrated for her ability to portray complex emotions with depth, bringing authenticity to every role. But outside the glitz and glamour, Regina's life has been marked by immense love and profound tragedy. In 2022, that tragedy struck at the heart of her family. Her only child, Ian Alexander Jr., passed away by suicide at just 26. For a mother who had shared her life so closely with him, the pain was unfathomable. Ian wasn't just her son, he was her confidant, her creative partner in laughter, her heartbeat in ways words can barely capture. Ian had a magnetic energy. He was a musician, a free spirit, and his charisma lit up every room. Fans remember him cheering Regina at premieres, walking red carpets, embodying a joyful energy that mirrored his mother's own warmth. And when he passed, that light was taken far too soon. Grief like this is almost impossible to articulate. Regina described herself as devastated at the deepest level, and for good reason. Losing your only child reshapes your world in ways that awards, fame, or accolades cannot touch. But Regina, even in this unimaginable sorrow, decided to honor Ian in a way that keeps him alive, not through silence, not through sorrow, but through celebration. In interviews, she has explained, "It's important to me to honor Ian in the totality of who he is, to speak about him in the present, because he is always with me, the joy and happiness that he gave all of us." Notice her choice of words is not was. It's deliberate. For Regina, Ian's spirit remains alive, present in every moment, guiding her, inspiring her. That commitment led to the creation of Me on You, pronounced Me and You, a wine brand dedicated to celebrating Ian's life. Regina describes it as a tribute to connection, joy, art, and life's simple pleasures. Each bottle embodies the essence of her son, his laughter, his depth, his energy. It's a brand, yes, but also a ritual, a way to honor Ian's memory with intention and love. But here's the moment that changed everything. When Regina appeared on House Guest with Scott Evans, she didn't know she was about to experience one of the most powerful, emotional moments of her public life. But nobody knew the real storm was just beginning. The interview begins casually, with Scott Evans introducing Regina's new wine. He praises the concept, the thoughtfulness behind Me on You, and the meaning of honoring a loved one through celebration. Regina begins to speak, her voice calm yet quivering slightly, the first signs of emotion bubbling to the surface. "Me on You is the wine that I am launching, to celebrate Ian," she says. "It is all things Ian, all things that he loves, all things that he represents, which is connection, art, and just good energy." Her words carry weight. Her hands gesture gently as she explains the inspiration behind the brand, a new way to navigate her relationship with her son even after his death. "They say that the only way a person leaves this place is if they're forgotten," Regina shares. "And I never want Ian to be forgotten." And here's where the magic happens. Scott Evans, instead of defaulting to the past tense, "He was so brilliant, he was so inspiring," chooses words that honor Regina's philosophy. He speaks about Ian in the present tense. Not he was a light, but he is a light. Not he was inspiring, but he is inspiring. Regina pauses. Her lips curl into a small, tearful smile. I appreciate you for I always speak of Ian in the present, she says softly. So I appreciate you doing that as well. It's just a few words, but the room is transformed. That deliberate choice of language validates Regina's love and grief. In an instant, the loss doesn't feel quite so final. Ian's presence is affirmed, alive through memory and words. Scott's own emotion surfaces. His voice hitches. He struggles to maintain composure. Eventually, he says, almost whispering, I'm just gonna pour this, because I love you. Regina smiles through tears, and I love you. The vulnerability is palpable. It's raw, intimate, and unscripted. Every fan watching can feel the tension, the release, the shared humanity between the two. This moment wasn't just about grief. It was about connection, authenticity, and the unspoken bond of those who truly understand loss. So far, we've seen Regina open her heart and honor Ian, but the interview isn't over and the emotional depth is about to intensify. Would you want someone to speak about your loved one in the present tense, even after they've passed? Comment yes or no. Once the clip aired, social media erupted. Fans on Reddit wrote, "This is touching, especially how she keeps his name in the present tense, keeping him alive through mentioning him, and in a joyous way." Others admitted, "I had to stop the video because I'm really trying not to cry today." Some focused on Scott's reaction, the way his voice hitched toward the end, and he kept it together. There was a knowing between the two of them, a brief moment of the pain. X, Twitter, lit up with fans praising Regina's courage, Scott's empathy, and the sheer emotional honesty on display. Many shared their personal grief stories, explaining how speaking about lost loved ones in the present tense helps them feel close to them again. The moment transcended a simple interview. It became a viral lesson in grief, remembrance, and the power of language. Fans noted the emotional choreography, Regina's words, Scott's empathy, the pauses, the laughter through tears, every element working together to create something unforgettable. But while fans were crying online, the most important reaction came from Regina herself, and it revealed something even deeper. Why did this moment resonate so deeply? Because it wasn't just about sorrow. It was about choice, about how grief can be framed, about turning heartbreak into living memory. For Regina, grief is not about silence. It is about celebration, remembrance, and joy. By keeping Ian in the present tense, she reclaims his energy, his influence, his essence. This reframing of loss challenges how Hollywood and the world talks about grief. Other celebrities have struggled with similar tragedies, from Vanessa Bryant honoring Kobe to Chadwick Boseman's family navigating loss. Regina's approach is uniquely public yet deeply personal. She blends her grief with creativity, channeling it into something tangible like Me on You, something that encourages connection and shared celebration. Regina King's exchange with Scott Evans wasn't just a viral moment, it was a masterclass in grief, love, and memory. By choosing the present tense, Regina keeps Ian alive, demonstrating that the ones we love never truly leave us if we carry them forward with joy and intention. Even as Regina cried and Scott struggled to maintain composure, the message was hopeful. Connection triumphs over absence, love persists beyond loss, and remembering is a radical act of courage. Thanks for watching Celebrity Watchline. Don't forget to subscribe and keep the drama coming.